Well, hello everybody. This is Dr. Troy with the Commit and Go podcast, where we encourage you to make big commitments, take big action, and create big ass results in your life and business. Today's topic is this: lessons from the janky toe. Yes, you heard that correctly, ladies and gentlemen, the janky toe. I myself have a janky toe. I'm going to tell you about the janky toe today and what the janky toe has to do with your life. Now, this came up in a coaching call some 24 hours ago, and I knew when it came up that I had to have this conversation because it's so important for us to be able to learn lessons in life, and especially lessons that happen directly to us that can benefit others. Now, this goes back about some 20 plus years ago when I'm working out at a gym. I was an associate in an office. I was an assistant doctor, basically, in an office in Champaign, Illinois. And I left the office one night to go to the gym. And when I went to go to the gym, I was doing legs that night, and I was doing squats. Now, for those of you who don't know, a squat rack is basically this rack that holds a barbell, and you walk underneath the barbell, put it on your shoulders, step back, and then you start to do an exercise known as squatting. Well, so this bar is probably about 4.5 to 5 feet in the air, and I was removing 45-pound plates from the bar. And there were 2 plates that I was sliding off of the barbell. Now, the problem with this is that I was not paying attention to the first 45-pound plate. And no, you guessed it, my friends. The first plate plummeted some 4 to 5 feet down directly onto my big toe. Now, as you can imagine, 45 pounds going directly onto your toe did not feel good. I hobbled around, I jumped around, I sat down, I did everything I could to try to, work it out so I could keep working out. And it's exactly what I did. I went back to the squat rack, went ahead and got underneath it, and as I got underneath the bar, I looked down and I saw blood gushing from my toe, going through my shoe, and I had to go take a seat. At that point in time, I started getting kind of lightheaded. I started getting the chills. You name it, it was happening to me. I didn't realize the severity of what had happened. So as I would take some time to go ahead and wind down and get some gauze and wrap the toe and do what I could with an emergency kit that they had at the gym, I would then go home to nurse it over the course of the next 24 hours and ultimately about the next 2+ weeks. Now, what's interesting about this injury is that over the years, and especially in those first few years, this thing took some time to heal. No, I did not go to the hospital. I did not go to the ER. I did not have anybody remove the nail. I let this broken nail heal. And what it would end up doing, because, the body heals. What it ended up doing is the body basically grew the nails together. I want you to imagine like you have one side of the nail and the other side of the nail, and it grew them together and molded them even stronger in the middle. In other words, I have a double layer nail in the middle. It also has kind of a nice little angle to it, and it's kind of rough around the edges, meaning that it's kind of has ridges in the nail as well. So what did I get? The gift I got from this over some 20 years ago is that I have what my wife now calls the janky toe. And you look at the toe and you can see where there's got a little bit of black in it still from the injury all those years ago. And basically the first few years, especially within the first 5 years, there would be times that the toe, it took time to heal. But then once it healed, there were still periods where it hurt. I could go for a run 3 years later, and then all of a sudden that toe would hurt, like a reminder of what it is that I did. And then nothing would happen for maybe another 2 years. And then all of a sudden I'd go for a bike ride, and then my nail started to hurt again. And even all these years later, there have still been times in my life where randomly that janky toe still hurts. Now, here's what this has to do with us, what it has to do with life. There isn't a person listening right now who hasn't had something bad happen to them. We've all been through some bad shit. Maybe you're going through some stuff right now. And you've heard the expression, time heals all wounds. And it truly does. We know this. But what's even more important here is to remember that you can't hold on to them. In other words, somebody does something bad to you and you hold on to it. It keeps you from moving and growing and expanding in your life. It keeps you from doing the things that you have said you wanted to set out to do. If you do that, it's not okay. Because what you know is that if time heals all wounds, then I need to start the healing process now, and I need to move forward even if it hurts. Even if that thing was hurtful and it has you sitting on a couch crying, or it has you sitting in a corner wanting to ball up and just escape the rest of the world, you have to realize you have a choice right now. You have a choice to get up. You have a choice to take action, because that thing, whatever they did to you, whatever they said to you, you can prevail. And you have to get back up, and you have to put yourself back in the game, allowing yourself the opportunity to heal, but not allowing it to paralyze you from doing what needs to get done. And that's ultimately what people end up doing, is when bad shit happens, they allow it to paralyze them. And then we go into a victim mentality, and it slows down. It sometimes stops us. It paralyzes us from doing what needs to get done. Because here's what I know, is that years from now, that thing, if it was that bad, you may have a rough day where you remember it and it hurts, but you're going to get up and keep going. It's not going to stop you. So even though we know that healing takes time, and time heals all wounds, it doesn't mean that 5 years from now, that thing won't creep back into your head for a 45-minute period of time and maybe hurt a little bit. But it also, at that point in time, is going to give you gratitude. The janky toe reminds me. It reminds me that I needed to slow down. Like the great lesson of that night for me, all those years ago, is that I was moving too fast when I just needed to slow down. And that weight dropping on my foot it forced me to slow down, not for a day, not for 2 days, but for weeks. Because I couldn't run for weeks. I couldn't hardly do anything for weeks as a result of it. It was a great lesson. And so I had to slow down, stop and smell the roses. It was a great lesson that now that janky toe is a reminder to me. And on the day that the janky toe actually hurts, it reminds me to just slow down. So whatever you're going through, I don't know what it is for you. I don't know what challenge it is for you. I don't know what thing. I don't know what bad things somebody did to you. I don't know what bad things somebody may have said to you or rumors they spread about you. I don't know what they are. What I do know is they are recoverable. They are always recoverable. What I do know is that there are lessons. There are always lessons. And if you're willing to recover and make the decision today to just get up and move forward, and then be open as you go through the healing process, be open to identifying the lesson from that thing that you're growing through. Notice I said growing through, not going through. From that thing that you're growing through, then you are going to find yourself back on track almost immediately to getting what you want in life, regardless of what anyone else has said, or done to you. Now, for those of you who maybe you don't have bad shit going on right now, what I want you to do is think about what are the things that you're still holding on to in your life. What are the things that you basically said, no, I'm over it, I'm good, but yet you're still holding on to it. You're still letting a mother or a father who maybe didn't give you significance, didn't make you feel good about yourself. You're still holding on to that in your life, and you're keeping it from allowing you to be happy, keeping you from allowing you to be successful, or just enjoy your success because you feel like there's something that you have to prove. Use those things as lessons to help you to grow and expand and move forward. And if you just got nothing going on right now, then the bonus is that you get to learn from this and extract a lesson from my janky toe that could help you in your life moving forward. Or it gives you a new perspective when the shit finally hits the fan in your life, because it does to everyone. And the more tools that you have and the more tools that you implement in your life, the faster you recover from the challenges that we all have every single day. My hopes for you in listening to this are twofold. Number one, I hope that you too will slow down. Just slow down, take a breath, and enjoy this ride. And number two, if you have something that's been done to you that's been hurtful, heck, maybe if you've even done something to somebody that was hurtful that you feel bad about, that you realize that you will heal, that you allow yourself to heal. Just don't let it stop you from doing what needs to get done to express your greatness in this world. That's all I've got for you here today. I am Dr. Troy Duquitz. Hey, as always, if you need me, if you have a question, a comment, you want to reach out and share with me some of the victories you've had as a result of listening to this podcast, please do. drtroy@commitandgo.com. That's all I've got for you here today. I am Dr. Troy Duquitz. This has been the Commit and Go podcast, where we encourage you to make big commitments, take big action, and create big-ass results in your life and business. We'll hear you next time. Bye-bye.